Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we're going to go through the Shadow Dragon Saga SBR. So this SBR isn't the ESBR, this is going to be the normal SBR. The ESBR isn't out yet on DBZ Dokkan Global. So in this one basically we're just going to attempt the stage without any LRs. You're probably going to need the LRs if you want to beat the stage in the ESBR form, but for now, for the SBR form, I think we can get by without them. It is going to be quite difficult to do this stage without the LRs or without any of these units because it's such a small category. That's really going to be your main problem. I'm not going to use the Omega Shenron. I'm also just going to roll with the 150% lead Omega Shenron rather than the Strength Shenron, and I'm going to keep Oceanus on the team rather than running her as lead. Simply just because I want to try and display this team with more traditional units and less gimmicked. I might have to do a workaround for the ESBR, but we'll see how we go there. So overall, you can kind of, this stage, so how they work these stages, obviously they design them per category, at least when they first came out. So one of the things is the Shadow Dragon Saga team has picked up one very good free-to-play unit comparatively to what they used to have, and then also with link updates, the GT teams in general have gotten way stronger. They just output more damage, they do more damage, they just perform better. Their links have improved, so yeah. In terms of decent units here, obviously we've got the free-to-play Kid Goku, who you get from doing the Omega Shenron, like 100 stage, Easy A, Miracle Power thing. And then we have the free-to-play Giant Ape Vegeta, who's just come on. He gains extra bonus when he's on rotation with the Giant Ape category ally. So he's going to have that about 50% of the time because he's just going to be a floater. So basically he's going to be operating with that up 50% of the time, which is going to be quite helpful. He gets decent stats when there's a Great Ape category ally on the rotation. Plus if we get his giant form, which we don't do in this video, but if we do get his giant form, it is quite helpful because obviously you can remove damage and he can just dish out some damage, maybe clear out an enemy. So in this first fight here, you're taking on four of the Shadow Dragons, so to say. So the easiest way to go through this fight, fortunately, is linking your friend Int Gogeta with your physical Nova Shenron. That's going to be your one pairing, basically. And you're going to run Oceanus and Omega Shenron as the other pairing. If you are able to run double Int Gogetas, obviously you can float one Int Gogeta, and I would suggest running Omega Shenron and Oceanus Shenron on the other rotation. And then running obviously Int Gogeta and physical Nova Shenron on the one rotation. Nova Shenron's pretty good. He does some decent damage. This one has 2 dupes and he seals, which is obviously super helpful in SBR. And then we have the Int Gogeta who can evade attacks and then also obviously dish out some decent damage as well, which is quite good. As you can see, just for the record, you can see that these units are not doing the most damage. That's just because this stage, this Shadow Dragon Saga stage, is just not designed to be as hard as other stages. So if you can run a team like this, you shouldn't really have too many problems. You won't see me have too many problems throughout the video, really. A couple of bad super attacks here or there put us in a tiny bit of trouble, but nothing we can't handle. This Oceanus and this Omega Shenron pairing is pretty good. And with the floating Gogeta is also pretty good. So the reason floating Gogeta is pretty good on rotation with Omega Shenron is Omega Shenron lowers all enemies' attack and defense by 20%. And then the floating Gogeta also lowers all extreme class enemies' attack and defense by 20% as well. So when he's on rotation with Omega, most of the times you're getting a 40% reduction. And Oceanus herself will deal some decent damage, but she also attacks multiple times. And when she attacks sealed enemies or enemies in attack down status, she does super effective against all type damage. Because she's basically guaranteed additional supers, this means that she can really dish out some decent damage even though she has somewhat lowish attack stats, and also she gets seals and stuns, which is really good. And this Omega Shenron, so I don't have him rainbowed, so he could do a little bit more damage. And you could also level link this team. I haven't really level linked anyone too much. Obviously, you know, I don't have my own Ent Gogeta, so that one wouldn't be link leveled. The Nova Shenron and them aren't link leveled that much. I haven't worked on them yet. I will need to for the Shadow Dragon Saga SBR. We're going to see the active skill, let it play out. So yeah, Gogeta is going to come in, do some really good damage. Nova Shenron buffs the rotation with 40% defense, so that's going to really help us, you know, perform and basically get the best out of the Gogeta, who's not going to take any damage really this whole run through. And then the floating Kid Goku, he can gain a decent amount of attack and defense per orb. He's not going to end up being a super nuker or a super tank unless you get like, you know, 10 or higher orbs, or at least be decent. But he will create rainbow orbs, which helps this team just with making sure that it keeps its key up, especially when you maybe run the LR cards. Running him as a floater really helps because those rainbow orbs obviously feed the LRs quite extensively because they gain additional key per rainbow orb. So it is quite helpful there. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the new format, by the way. I hope like you enjoy the format, or at least it's different. You can leave a comment down below, and if you're enjoying it, like the video. Obviously just let me know that you're enjoying this new format, or new layout I should say. Yeah, so taking a look at Gogeta, obviously the main thing about Gogeta is his reduction to extreme class enemies, but also he raises attack and defense on his super attack, and he has a chance to evade super attacks as well. So he's kind of perfect in this kind of stage. The only problem with this stage is that into Ice Shenron's kind of eyeing him up. So we just need to be careful of him, and beyond that we're not going to have too many problems. You can see I'm deciding who to stun here. Eventually I go for the tech Nova Shenron, which wasn't the best call. We take a little bit too much damage. Probably should have gone for the Ice Shenron. I was worried about Omega, but at the end of the day, Omega would have been alright. He would have been perfectly fine. But either way, you know, we get the job done perfectly fine, and there's no problems there. If Omega Shenron gets an easy A, I would like for him to maybe not too much, like maybe an extra 10% on his reduction, and then you can give him like 30% damage reduction, 40% damage reduction as like a second slot or something, just to make him suitable for the second slot, so that he can't take a lot of damage, because 30% damage reduction combined with his reduction of attack and defense by another 30% will make him quite tanky. He won't have too many problems. You can even make him do some stuff like raise defense on his attacks or whatever, because he can attack multiple times and that. And just kind of see how he can go from there. I think obviously his damage needs some work, but yeah. So like his damage could get maybe a slight buff as well, obviously. But I think, you know, if you have him rainbowed, he can do some pretty decent damage, especially if he gets some kind of linking, like a Sin Shenron that turns into a Mega Shenron or something like that, and then him getting an easy at the same time. You'll see him definitely improve quite a bit in performance, like just in general. So yeah, but this team, you know, Ent Gogeta does a lot of work here as the friend lead, so I can't deny, you know, he's a great card. I'm very upset that I didn't get him, but the rest of the team, you know, they hold their own. They do some pretty good damage. You know, Nova Shenron does surprisingly well, considering, you know, just his whole situation in general. And this Great Ape Vegeta, when he's paired with the, well, on the same turn as, you know, the Ent Gogeta, he gains decent enough defense to hold his own, at least in this SBR. Like, he's not going to rock ESBR or anything like that, maybe, but, you know, he has his perks and his potential here, and he can definitely be utilized to finish the stage. So everything going smoothly so far. I'm not really having too many problems. Oceana Shenron's very much carrying her weight. Mega Shenron's doing well. We avoid getting the Dokkan attack here, which is obviously the kind of main point. We don't want to spend the Dokkan attack fighting it out in the second round, especially when we're so close to killing them. We kind of want to just keep it low and slow. But yeah, otherwise everything is going fine so far. Not too worried about much, and we can kind of go into this third fight. I don't think we used more than the single item, so it's a pretty smooth run so far. I don't think there's anything for us to be concerned about. So yeah, definitely nice and straightforward. We'll activate Gogeta's skill so that you can... never mind, we won't be activating Gogeta's skill. We avoid the Dokkan attack here, so again, just for anyone who doesn't know, Dokkan attacks are powered by same type orbs and rainbow orbs. So if you pick up some different colored orbs, you're not going to be able to fill up a Dokkan meter, and that's going to be able to let you essentially control when your Dokkan attack is happening, which is quite helpful in situations like this, obviously. There's Gogeta with another impressive attack stat. So I mean, Gogeta's doing his work. He's really showing off. Obviously, if you have any semblance of normality, you will be taking a friend Gogeta lead. So this is to be expected. This level of output. If you can link him with another like full power Goku or something, you'll get some better results, which is good overall. So going to this last fight, you fight Omega Shenron and Nova Shenron. Nothing too whack about this fight. It's another two-person fight. They enjoyed having two of these in a row in this stage, but fortunately that plays into our hands with the sealing ability of Nova and Oceana Shenron, because basically that just allows us to control both of them and prevent them from getting off too many super attacks or anything like that, and just allows us to obviously control the fight. As I've said before, these two-people fights, if you have any remote semblance of organized utility in your team, you'll be able to control the two-person fights quite substantially. The 3% dodge from that, the 5% dodge from that int unit over there. And then yeah, Omega Shenron's going to come in, deal some decent damage. I think this is where we take a couple of hits. Yeah, it's like 30k there. Nothing too bad. Obviously now Omega Shenron is stunned, so we get the Dokkan attack here with Gogeta as planned. You can kind of see me weighing up if there's any more links that he gains from linking with Kid Goku. There isn't, so there's nothing too difficult here or out of the ordinary. I try to save some orbs there for the Kid Goku, just so he could grab some, because he obviously gains per orb. 12% there, and he gains some additional attack as well when facing a Shadow Dragon enemy. So obviously we just try to give him some orbs there since we're pushing for damage, and then we're gonna have Gogeta come in. Yeah, time to get serious. We're gonna have Gogeta Dokkan attack, hit all of them, very nice, and that's going to enable us to deal a tremendous amount of damage to both of them. I remember getting your Dokkan attack will, I think, guarantee a super effective hit of some kind, and all out attacking everyone. So it's a very important skill to utilize, especially in SBR. As you can see, we do some really good damage, and then we get the additional, so it's starting to look really nice from Gogeta. Super performance. That Omega Shenron's basically dead. You can see the whole perplexion of the fight changes. Now we're going to have Nova seal other Nova, which is good. Now we're in complete control. Omega Shenron will be unsealed next turn or whatever, but that's okay because he's very low on health, and so we shouldn't die also from taking a super attack. So we're all good there. And then, the dodge. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge an Omega Shenron. So now we're going to have, obviously, Oceana Shenron. She's going to focus on stunning in our friend Omega Shenron. Or I think it's Sin Shenron, actually. Yeah, I think it's Sin Shenron. I can't tell the difference, I'll be honest with you guys. I know Omega basically just has all the orbs in his chest, as far as I'm aware. But that's the only way I can tell. So, yeah. But I think it's Sin. But anyway, Oceana Shenron is going to get the seal at least. Always the seal, and then she gets the stun sometimes as well, which is great. and then she's going to double super and possibly triple super, which obviously would be great if she did, but you know, she's just gonna leave us high and dry a little bit, just you know, teasing us. Mega Shenron's gonna come in, dish out some decent damage. Probably could have made him focus on the Omega Shenron, but I trusted in the Gogeta to finish him off, which I think he does with a second super attack. Yeah, there we go. So clutch double super in there by Gogeta, really good. Gets that Omega Shenron out of there, doubles his defense gain as well. And then we're going to just pop Gogeta's skill, and he's going to finish it off with a counter attack, I believe. So yeah, smooth run, pretty smooth overall. The team is pretty good without LRs, but obviously if you throw the LRs in the mix, they really could shuck some real power. Plus the active skills are super helpful. But overall, I think this team has improved from the link level update and the new free-to-play options. So I think that does help it in general. Plus, you can pick up the Nova Shenron, the Tech Nova Shenron, the Oceanus Shenron now. So I think overall, it's quite helpful. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the run. Leave a like on the video or comment which one you want next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, cheers and bye.